think I'm awake enough. I should be. Even though I didn't do a couple hours Mass Effect, which was what was going to be my original intention when I woke up this morning. Played some Overwatch instead. Got to test out the waters on how it is on a Sunday morning / into afternoon. Not terrible. No! Why am I dropping frames? I fucking saw that. I fucking saw that. That was interesting. Let's chill and make sure that that doesn't freak out again. We good this time around? Are we? I hope we are. Because that's the last thing I need. Especially after the long week of work that I had. One of the longer weeks that I've had so far. Everything balancing, everything okay. Seems like it. Did I rest? It looks like I did. Okay. Not everything is circled back out of the menu or to drop the item like I did. There. Not everything is like that. Okay. Anyway, we have some people, all of the quests and stuff that I had people doing last time are done, so we should probably go to the war room. Yeah, go to the war room. Don't drop frames again. No, no, no. I ain't got time for you today. Oops. Hit a button. Didn't cause anything to happen, so. Wicked. So yeah, war room stuff, and then I know I technically have 2 different missions to do. Like 2 different main story missions. And that's talk to the mages, I believe, and Iron Bowl. Or at least I believe those are the next ones to do. How you doing, Cassandra? Can I talk more to you? Tell me about yourself. Let's talk about the Chantry.
May I ask you about the Chantry?
It is difficult to say what becomes of the Chantry now. They have no Templars, no leadership, and no one left who is worthy of succeeding the Divine. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
Okay. Should the Chantry be saved?
Do you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
I do. But given your beliefs, I'd hardly be surprised if you disagree. Cast the Chantry aside and new problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose. Andraste had a dream for us. It can still be achieved.
What new purpose?
So, what should this new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the Divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
So like an actual church.
That sounds rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration. They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony. A chance for renewal is
sure
at our
about that?
fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
Who's Chancellor Roderick?
What influence does Chancellor Roderick really wield?
He's a bureaucrat, responsible for communicating the Divine's will to the rest of the Chantry. Therefore, he's accustomed to the clerics hanging on his every word, hoping his influence will benefit them. Despite that, Roderick is not a bad man. He's frightened, and believes his place is to fill the gap left by Most Holy's death. Some might agree. As far down the chain of command as he is, there is no one left above him.
Oh boy. Will he be a
How big
problem?
a problem could he be?
No more than he is already. He sent
Great.
his message to the College of Clerics. That is the only card he had to play. Dealing with him further only lends him credibility he doesn't deserve.
Alright, will there be a new divine?
Will the Chantry replace Divine Justinia?
They will try. Once the priests withdraw for the Grand Consensus, it is against Chantry law for them to emerge without naming a new divine. Sometimes it takes days, or weeks, or even months.
That's a long
The
time.
problem now is that no clear successor to Justinia exists. All worthy clerics died with her at the Conclave.
Shocker. What if they don't agree?
So what happens if they can't agree on someone?
Theoretically, they will argue until exhaustion takes them or they see reason. Practically, however, if the Grand Consensus goes on too long, the Chantry will crumble. Any cleric with ambition but little sense will see this as her one chance, and plenty of such clerics exist. We shall see what happens. The Inquisition must act in the meantime.
This is gonna be a great time. Would you serve
If they
a
do
new
choose
divine?
A new divine, will you serve her?
That depends on whether she would have me. I am a rebel now, remember? And even if she would, I do not know. It would depend
You're not that
on
much
what
of a
type
rebel.
of divine she is. I am no longer in a position to follow blindly, and no new divine could expect such obedience now.
Why did you leave
I'm
the
surprised you
Chantry?
rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different. But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. I suppose history shall one day judge my actions.
Alright, thanks.
Thank you.
Glad to know we're up to date on that. Colin!
Yes?
Anything I
Is
should
there
know?
anything I should know?
Redcliffe wasn't always a refuge for mages. Some of our recruits have family there. They fear for the place, as do I.
Okay. Why did the Templars
Why
leave?
did the Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
That just sounds like a dumb thing. Sorry, I keep adjusting the volume and I don't know why. What changed?
But the Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
And in that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations.
Got a point.
I feel as if those efforts are dismissed. Now, I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. But I sympathize with their frustrations.
They've got point. Tell me about your colleagues.
What do you think of the people you work with?
What do you mean?
How's working with
What do you
Josephine?
think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But
I don't know
enjoy
either.
working with
I
her.
would never. I'm not in the same boat, man. I hate it.
How do you like
I'd hate
working
it.
with Liliana?
The Inquisition
Liliana.
would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly, but Liliana is just as responsible for its
Liliana.
formation.
I will forget how to say that name and screw it up later on. Tell me about your
Are you
soldiers.
satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order.
Nice.
They've proven invaluable in training new recruits.
I
I
have.
should let you get back to work.
I do want to talk more to you,
Yes.
Colin. Oh God. Tell me about yourself.
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
Oh. Had to act. I like to take full responsibility for Lady Odd behavior. You see, you recently began the study of history. I thought that it would do the young mistress some good to be exposed to all Thedosian cultures and not just Orlais. It was a foolish thought. Regrettably, your dear daughter has taken a particular interest in Ferelden folklore. She first developed an affinity for King. I don't know why this is coming up. I don't... Why?
I grew up in Ferelden, near Honmeath. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
Cool. Why? You were away a long
You
time.
haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return.
Ugh.
Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
It happens. Tell me about the Blight.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened at
What
the Circle?
happened at the Circle Tower?
You who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak of it.
Alright, tell me about Kirkwall.
What was Kirkwall like?
While
I'm gonna
I was
get all
there,
the info.
Mari occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
Alright. Tell me about the
What
rebellion.
happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between
Oh.
mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
How did it end?
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order, but Red Lyrian had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill
Drugs.
Kirkwall's champion, turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you
Drugs.
opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
Varric's from Kirkwall.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
I'll let
I
you
don't
return
think
to
it's
your
that
work.
bad.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
As long as you're not stressed. Now let's make sure we're done with
Yes.
this conversation, Colin.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Oh,
What do you mean?
never mind.
I should let you get back to work.
Never mind. We're good. Augustes. I really gotta go to the war room instead of being distracted by talking to everybody, but I just like
A scout in the
talking.
Hinterlands saw the Herald of Andraste. Then she sealed the rift and stopped the demon.
Special shipments. I don't think I got anything. That's fine. I still haven't found obsidian, though. And I know that's something that I need to find at some point. Varric!
Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Never mind. I might not have anything new to talk with him, I guess.
I want to know more about...
I'll tell you what I can.
Never mind, I guess that's it.
Most.
Can I help you with something?
Investigate. Never mind.
Farewell.
Make a go with you.
Yep, see, I need 5 obsidian, and I have no idea where to get
Thanks for checking
obsidian.
anyway. Did you need something?
How we doing?
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Hey, maybe she'll
Bards
talk to me
tell
this time.
tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
Alright.
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I trained to be a spy from a young age. Learned from the best.
That's
For
good.
a while, I was wildly happy. I loved the thrill of that life, the danger. But nothing lasts forever. I went
Yeah.
into hiding, and when I emerged, the Divine called on me. She presented me with my own network of spies and said I was the only one she could trust.
Well, you are well
You seem
connected.
to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
You have a history with the warden who entered the Blight, don't you?
I had
Ugh.
the privilege of calling her friend before she died. The world seemed much
Oh.
duller after that.
Friend.
Still does.
How do you know
You
Josephine?
seem to know Josephine quite well.
I met her a long time ago, but we didn't become good friends until years later. After the Blight, in fact. I'd just returned to Val Rayo, and she welcomed me back by throwing a diplomatic ball. She was the Antivan ambassador at the time, you see.
Oh.
The ball was... alright. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party. We've been friends ever since.
A real
What
party.
do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board. And that's all I'm saying about it.
We can continue this
Okay.
conversation later.
You know where I am.
Unlock the perils of
Yes.
barred life. Any updates?
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
Okay.
I'll leave you to your work.
Okay, so Solus is the last one that I'll need to talk to. And then War Room and do a big mission. Oh, Solus.
What
How you
can I do for
doing? I don't have anything to
We'll
talk
talk
to you
later.
about, apparently.
Goodbye.
That's always fun. Well, I guess I still have Josephine to talk to, too. Because I don't...
Do you
yeah,
need anything
no.
more?
She's
Big
not
Brother?
gonna ever...
If you're not using them later, Segrit is willing to pay.
I don't feel comfortable letting parts from demons be available for sale.
To be honest, I'm not sure who would buy them.
Then why do you want them?
Greetings.
Anything to report?
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
How are
Any visiting
guests?
dignitaries I should watch out for?
Sir Griffith of Denerim, a most distinguished knight of the realm. He's defeated darkspawn, slain demons, chased down abominations.
But who's that?
Just don't ask him about it over dinner. He spares no detail.
Okay.
Greetings.
There was
What do the
another
people
one.
make-
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies.
What about our allies?
We must aim...
Any thoughts?
Who did you mean?
Warriors? Colin.
Commander Cullen came to mind.
The commander is an intelligent, cautious man. I'm grateful he's in charge of our standing army. Still, he does sometimes resemble the man with a hammer to whom everything appears as a nail.
Alrighty then.
I was
Cassandra.
thinking of Cassandra.
Seeker Pentagast is a princess of the Kingdom of Nevada, although that barely seems important to her. She was not
Oh, yeah, she's
interested when
75th
I
in
asked if we
line.
might make use of her royal relations. Still, the Inquisition would not have formed without Cassandra. She's an extraordinarily driven woman.
What about our mages? Solus.
What's your impression of Solus?
I suppose I should be wary of an apostate, but our elven mage has conducted himself with the utmost propriety. And he has the most fascinating stories.
He does. Roguish friends.
I was
Varric.
thinking of Varric.
Oh, I could listen to his tales for hours. He actually let me read a chapter of his next book he's writing. My friends would be sick with envy if they knew. It's excellent, but a bit different from his past works. Only 3 beheadings so far.
Only 3 beheadings. Man knows how to write. To have a good time. I know why. Stuff is iffy. It's because of that. Goodbye.
Let's speak later.
Because there's no other way to
Another
go
time.
back to the beginning of the conversation.
What may I do for you?
Investigate. How did you meet Liliana?
How do you and Liliana know each other? We moved through similar circles in Norlay. I believe we actually met in Val Royaux. Leliana was quite an accomplished player of the game by then.
What's the game?
What exactly do you mean when you say the game? Forgive me. The game refers to the slow duels of influence among the noble and powerful of Orlais. It's a rather light-hearted name for the matter, but Orlesians are fond of playful touches.
Okay. Tell me about yourself. Oh.
What business are the Montiliers in exactly? We began as merchants. My ancestors founded the first trade routes to Rivain. We once sent entire fleets across the Waking Sea.
Once?
But not anymore. No. These days, our vessels are a touch more modest.
Okay, Montiliet sounds familiar.
I swear our families have met before. Perhaps. Everyone of distinction in the free marches attends Lady Trevelyan's summer balls. Great Aunt Lucille always did love a party. I don't recall seeing you at any of them.
I was too awkward. I hated the scheming. I enjoyed my freedom.
Attend one ball, and you'll fend off invites for a dozen more. That reminds me. The Herald of Andraste has received several invitations from the curious. To
No.
parties? How many am I getting? Only 17 this month, I'm afraid.
17? 17's a lot.
What did you do before coming here? I had the great honor of serving Antiva's crown as ambassador to Orlais. I'm also first in line to become the head of House Montilier, though my siblings attend to our mercantile affairs.
Are you doing this for Antiva?
How strong are your past loyalties? I would never have given up my position if I did not intend to fully commit to the Inquisition. We cannot fall back on borders. Antiva is as threatened as any country by the rebellions. If anything,
Very true.
The alliances I forged there may help our current cause.
Will we have other causes?
Do you think the Inquisition
Yeah.
will continue after we seal the breach? If we prove ourselves by healing the breach, people may turn to us for other things. Protection, counsel, justice. The Inquisition offered these once to those in need.
Do you believe I'm
Tell me,
holy?
do you believe I was saved by Andraste at the Temple of Sacred Ashes? I should much like to believe so, Your Worship. The miracles Andraste performed were so long ago, they're difficult to picture. If it were truly her and the Fate who saved you... Well, in any case, many already believe you walk in the Maker's light.
I don't agree
Let's
with
speak
that.
later. Another time.
I was done, right, with you,
Greetings.
Josephine? What brought you here?
Tell me how you came to work for the Inquisition again. I'd been
Oh.
considering leaving my post in Antiva for a new challenge when Leliana recruited me. There's such unrest in Thedas, and the Inquisition seems a promising method to stop it. It's to everyone's benefit.
It made
if
me
it
think I had
prevents
heard
the
of this
Mage Templar
already, but I have not.
conflict from spreading further.
Is order what you signed
So
on?
was it the prospect of stability that drew you here? The full impact of the Mage Rebellion has yet to be felt, and that was before the death of the Divine. The violence must be curbed before we see it turn to full-scale war.
I absolutely
I can
agree.
only imagine the bloodshed if it escalates further. I'm afraid history holds many examples of what will happen if it does.
Goodbye.
Let's speak later. Goodbye.
I think I've talked to everybody now. There's too many. Too many. Completed. Well, he got me 91 gold. It's incredible how many passages remained undiscovered even after the Chantry's arrival, and they scoured every inch of these mountains for years in search of anything related to the sacred ashes. The cult didn't build all of this, it was here long before, and who knows how many years it would take to find it all. Of the new passages uncovered during the search, most were long empty or contained goods far beyond salvage. A few, however, yielded some artifacts of interest, and one evidently contained strange runes we have yet to translate. If we can find someone capable of doing so, they might prove of use. Whoa. Okay. Looking good there. Chanter remains. Diplomacy won the day. The clerics chosen to receive and have been most appreciative, and have successfully drowned out our detractors. This caused an eternal struggle, clerics hiring thugs to kill their clerics. I was forced to intervene. Such despicable behavior from those who aspire to the Sunburst throne. The mood in the Grand Cathedral is tense, but for now the Chantry can be counted our political ally. Woo! We did something! Everything else is good except for this thing over here. Oh. Okay, so if I chose this, though, we'll make it impossible. Liliana and Josephine have been working tirelessly to convince, coerce, and win over some Orlay's most influential houses. 10 noble families will help the Inquisition pressure the Templars into sealing the breach. Oh, okay. So that's something that I don't really want to do. Secrets of Andraste. Will you be faster at it? You will. I know of several Antivan scholars who can be discreet. They would happily translate the runes for us. We have agents with magical knowledge and the means to acquire text. Let us work on this ourselves. Sure.
Let's see what we have.
Okay. Josephine. Okay, I'm not entirely sure of how to do that. Of how to get Iron Bull or anything like that. It's just on my quest map then that I'll see it? Maybe? Search Witchwood for the Apostate Stronghold. Travel to the Fallowmire. Seeing red. Battle Royale. Travel to the meeting point. Oh, okay, that's... Okay. The first enchanter has extended an invite. Okay. Okay. What is this, though? Hello, Mello. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you can see it okay, since your internet's shit. I don't know how to make new friends. I know a guy talked about... Is that where I'm supposed to meet Iron Bull? A guy talked about it. And now I don't remember. Oh. An inner circle of power brokers. Oh. Oh. I think I'm finding it. I think I'm finding it. I would do all of those little ones. They're not actual quests, they're unlocking stuff and meeting more squad mates. Hang on, I'm gonna call you. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So, the two that are by Val Royale, that's how you get Sarah and Vivian. They're just quick little things where you meet them and then they come join your cause. The Black Emporium is an extra special little shop where you can get special items. They're not like actual quests, they are just little extra things aside from like actually getting more party members.
Okay.
And then Iron Bull is at the Storm Coast.
Yeah, I did read my HUD, all my HUD, and it did say journal, and that's where I found Iron Bull. So I'm getting there, very slowly.
Yeah. essentially cutscenes where you meet them. Like Sarah, there's a fight scene, but other than that, it's just meeting her. Both of them, it's just meeting them, interacting with them, and then going back. Then they show up at your place.
Okay. Sounds good. I mean, like, I figured out the war room. I started to figure out the big world areas, and now I'm figuring out the map and journal.
Yeah, it's a little. It takes some getting used to. Even every so often, I'm just like, where am I?
Okay. Well, thank you.
No problem. That was easier than typing it in chat.
It was. And you're my guru for this, as was for Mass Effect, so thanks.
Okay, I'll hang out and watch what you're doing a bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, see you in chat.
See you in chat. Bye. Okay. I'm glad Mello cleared it up. Because I'm getting it. I'm slowly getting it. Hey! Our friend! A friend of Red Jetty. Fend off the guards?
It's the Inquisition's herald.
Oh, goddamn, you are kind of strong, my dude. Whoops. That wasn't the button. That wasn't the button. Hello? No, he moved! Green? Green. Got it! Green. Mello, I have not met Dorian yet. I have not met Dorian. So the door? That's a little rude.
Herald of Andraste. How much did you expend to discover me? It must have weakened the Inquisition immeasurably.
I don't know who you are.
Didn't.
You don't fool me. I'm too important for this to be an accident. My efforts will survive.
Just because you have a weird stance doesn't mean you're important, dude.
Just say what?
What is that?
Ugh. Squishy one, but you heard me, right? Just say what? Rich tits always try for more than they deserve. Blah, blah, blah. Obey me. Arrow in my face. So, you followed the notes well enough. Glad to see you're kind of plain, really. All that talk and then you're
Hold
just
on.
a person. I mean, it's all good, isn't it? The important thing is you glow. You're the herald thingy.
Yeah. I'm starting to catch up now. I was never meant to meet him. Some say that. Who are you? Some say that. Who are you?
Some believe I'm the Herald of Andraste. But who are you, and what's this about?
No idea. I don't know this idiot from Manners. My people just said the Inquisition should look at him.
Your people? Elves?
No. People. Name's Sarah. This is cover. Get round it. For the reinforcements. Don't worry. Someone tipped me their equipment shed.
This is very
They've
fast.
got no breaches.
Hold on. Seriously,
Bunch
this
of
is
nutters.
very quick. I mean, we're getting the job done. So I'm not going to complain about that. It's, very quick.
Friends really came through with that tip. No breaches. So, Herald of Andraste. You're a strange one. I'd like to join.
I'm still processing a lot here. First, you have to make sense. Yeah. Please?
Could we take a few moments for sense to reassert itself?
Why am I still holding the sword?
I'm not people, but I get what you want. It's like this. I sent you a note to look for hidden stuff by my friends. The Friends of Red Jenny. That's me. Well, I'm one. So is a fence in Montfort, some woman in Kirkwall. There were 3 in Starkhaven, brothers or something.
Okay.
It's just a name, yeah? It lets little people, friends, be part of something while they stick it to nobles they hate.
Okay.
So here, in your face, I'm Sarah. The Friends of Red Jenny are sort of out there. I use them to help you. Plus arrows.
Got it. I got it. So you were offering spice?
The Inquisition has spies already. Can you add to these professionals?
Here's how it is. You important people are up here, shoving your cods around. Blah, blah, I'll crush you. I'll crush you. Ooh, crush you.
Sarah.
Then you've got cloaks and spy kings, like this tit. Or was he one of the little knives, all serious with his little knife? All those secrets, and what gave him up? Some houseboy who don't know shite, but knows a bad person when he sees one. So no, I'm not nicey shiv dark, all hidden. If you don't listen down here too, you risk your breeches. Like those guards, I stole their... Look, do you need people or not?
What did you
I want to get everything back to normal. Like you.
Who exactly are you
So
people?
who are your Friends of Red Jenny? You must know them.
Oh, it's not hard to understand if you're not trying to waste your day on it. Someone little always hates someone big. And unless you don't eat, sleep, or piss, you're never far from someone little. Doesn't always work out, but a lot of people hated this guy. Someone got a laugh, someone got even, someone got paid. And someone has to have explained to them that free help is good.
Why is it glowing?
Back there you wanted to know if I glowed. Why?
The guards you fought
That's
a second
what you
ago
do,
had no
innit?
pants. Oh.
You walked out of somewhere, and now you glow. Andraste's herald. True or not,
Got
seemed like
it.
the easiest way to
I
know the
wasn't
two.
even looking.
True or not?
Well, that's what they say and all. Look, don't get ahead, yeah? I want to help this... whatever it is. Inquisition.
Sounds petty and criminal. No. Yeah.
All right, Sarah. I can use you and your friends.
Stop pointing the sword at her.
Getting good before you're too big to like. That'll keep your breeches where they should be. Plus extra breeches because I have all these... You have merchants who buy that piss, yeah? Got to be worth something. Anyway, Haven.
So
See you
does
there,
that mean
Herald.
she's been talking
This
about
will be
pants
grand.
the whole time? Breeches his pants. Breeches his pants. Interesting. We just loot. Right. Too many breeches. Needs bees. Hello? Was there nothing here? Yeah, breeches are kind of like capris. Okay. Is that all I was supposed to do there? No. Oh, I see it. I got it. It looked like I was on top of it down there, though. Okay, that one's done. Map. Jump to map. Dang it. Okay. Hold on. I got this. World map. I gotta walk there? Fine. I will walk there. Okay. Next. I'm getting it. Oh my god. And then we'll actually go do some of that other stuff that I've been avoiding a lot of. Because I totally forgot a journal existed. But now I remember. I definitely look like I fit in.
Lady Trevelyan of Ostwick, representing the Inquisition.
What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Seeing the same faces at every event becomes so tiresome.
Well, maybe if you didn't wear masks all the time, it wouldn't be the same faces.
So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer. Or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales.
I forgot to read up what I'm here for.
I cannot imagine half of them are true.
Mel, also I'm looking at... Yeah, no, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. That's the one that I was saying that was trying to ask if he could use all of my stuff on my profile for their own profile. It was great.
What have you heard about me?
Some say that when the veil opened, Andraste herself delivered you from the Fade.
That's what's been said.
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by First Enchanter Vivienne.
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Vivienne.
Okay. I've heard she finds it amusing.
Tell me about the Duke.
I've heard very little
about
Mello
was great. But like, before I could officially report him after I banned him,
the Council of Heralds
banned
takes
them,
him from home for long periods.
the account had already been deactivated and stuff, so I'm betting that somebody else had already reported him, or just the name itself had caused it.
Distance himself from the actions of his one-time son-in-law.
Tearing up the Dales in a foolish bid for power? It will end in disgrace for Gaspard. Everyone knows it.
I certainly know it. What have you heard about me? Everything they've told you is fact. It's idle gossip. Well, I still keep doubting the fact that Andras Justinia saved me. What have you heard about me?
Some of those storytellers may have gotten carried away.
But only for the best effect. The Inquisition is a ripe subject for wild tales.
Fun.
The Inquisition. What a lot of pig shit.
Are you Bastien?
Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously. Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
I want justice for the divine. We're restoring peace. This is a holy calling. We're restoring
The Inquisition is working to restore peace and order to Thedas.
Here comes the outsider, restoring peace with an army.
Okay.
We know what your Inquisition truly is.
Then tell me what it truly is.
If you were a woman of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests.
Hello.
You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Pretty sure I saw a glimpse of her before, but damn!
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My lady, you're the wounded party in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
Oh, kill him. Ugh, let him go.
I think the Marquis has seen the error of his ways.
By the grace of Andraste, you have your life, my dear. Do be more careful with it.
It almost looks... Vivienne is
I'm delighted
a
you could
babe.
attend this
If you
little
try to
gathering.
romance
I've
her,
so
she
wanted
laughs
to
and
meet
goes,
you.
no. Aw. Shut down by beautiful queens that are better than me. That sounds about right.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first enchanter of Montsimard, and enchantress to the Imperial Court.
What about the Marquis?
Is that Marquis going to pose a problem?
His aunt is the Vicomtesse of Mont de Glace. Not a powerful family, but well respected. And very devout. Alphonse will be disowned for this. It's not the first time he's brought his aunt disgrace, but I'm sure it'll be the last.
Well, ain't that
and
a
after
shame?
such a public humiliation, I expect he'll run off to the Dales to join the Empress's war effort. either to make a good end or to win back a modicum of self-respect.
Well, you know what? It's a pleasure to meet you.
Charmed,
You're
Lady
very
Vivian.
pretty.
But I didn't invite you to the chateau for pleasantries. With Divine Justinia dead, the Chantry's in shambles.
That it is.
Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
What are loyal mages?
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
Okay. Do you support the Circle?
So you're in favor of returning the mages to the Circle, then?
Where else can mages safely learn to master their talents? We need an institution to protect and nurture magic. Maker knows, magic will find neither on its own.
What do you get out of this?
What's in this for you?
The same thing anyone gets by fighting this chaos. The chance to meet my enemy, to decide my fate. I won't wait quietly for destruction.
Do you support the
Are
Chantry?
you devout? What's your opinion of the
Also,
Chantry?
do the business or pleasure
Welcome
option
to
when
the
you
coma
can.
patients.
Okay, thanks.
The Chantry,
And
at its
hello,
best,
Lou. Welcome back
unites
to the
disparate
stream.
cultures of Thedas
Wanted to
and
pop
looks
in
after
real
its most
quick to say
vulnerable.
hello. Good
Had she
luck.
lived,
Thank you. I hope the rest of
Justinia
your
could have
workday's going
accomplished
great.
so much.
Thank you so much for being subscribed to me for 9 fucking months. You're insane. But thank you. Sad that we couldn't play Stardew today, but again, I'm kind of glad you didn't. Your stupid boss wasn't stupid, but the Chantry opposes us because I didn't hear a damn thing what you said.
You are aware that the Chantry hasn't sanctioned this Inquisition.
The Chantry is leaderless. They're in no position to officially sanction anything. Besides,
You
my
got a point.
dear, if there is one virtue the Chant of Light teaches us, it is forgiveness. Once the Inquisition has sealed the breach, I'm sure the new Divine will
Hope
not
you
care
have
in
a
the
good rest of
slightest
your
about
night, and
official
maybe we'll
permission.
be able to play Stardew next Sunday. What assistance do you bring?
What exactly can you do for the Inquisition?
I am well versed in the
I'll do
politics
it.
of the Orlesian
I'm
Empire.
getting to it, Mello.
I know
It's
every
next.
member of the Imperial Court personally. I have all the resources remaining to the Circle at my disposal. And I'm a mage of no small talent. Will that do?
Oh, look at that. It is the heart. Hello.
Is your interest in the Inquisition Madame de Fer, or is it more personal?
Aren't you charming?
Thanks. I try.
It's professional, of course.
No. Damn it. Hey, she turns you down pretty good, though. In a very nice, easy way. Welcome aboard.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Vivian.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
The instant, yeah, she's not here to play around. She knew exactly what she wanted me there for. And as soon as I'm like, but what about something else? And she was instantly like, no, business. Fucking can never have the beautiful queens. Couldn't have Kara. Can't have Vivian. I'm just stuck watching the other queen, just watching the queens go. That's okay. I've kind of fall into that same category of being a sucker for golden retriever boyfriend. If Garrus is pretty close to being a golden retriever boyfriend too. So yeah, I'm a sucker for that shit. So yeah. Why does it start me way down here? Okay, I have more. What is this? Oh, special shipments. I always forget that. Okay. So, current quests. This is my path? Templars have left or refused to negotiate. gather enough power, then work with the advisors to make contact. I don't really know if I want to do that. Okay, so this just decides on who I'm going to ally with, I'm assuming. And honestly, I really don't want to mess with the Templars just because of that asshole. The last time I played. If you want a Garrus Golden Retriever, it's Cullen. Like I said, Cullen calibrates. You will be choosing between the Templars and Mages. Yep, yeah! I'm guessing right. You always do Mages? I was already leaning toward Mages. Oh my god. I mean, I hated that annoying old lady that was, jumping down my throat the moment I got to Val Royale. But, that guy didn't need to punch her. And then how he is just wanting recognition and independence. It just didn't ring right to me. That whole speech was just ugh. So you can also start both and then choose, but you meet Dorian at the beginning in Hushed Whispers. Okay, so if I want to get the other two people that I know a lot about, well, not I don't know a lot about. I just know their names and have seen them because I watched Mello play a little bit of Dragon Age, but I tried not to watch too much of it so it wouldn't be spoiled. I think getting those two would be great because what little I do know of them, I really like them. So we could also just do all these too. Search for Blackwall in the Hinterlands. Yeah, so let's just do all these. Set as active. Jump to map. Where is that? Over here. Over here. Travel. I can't travel. I can travel to there, though. Again, I don't want Sarah. I'm definitely keeping... Oh my god, she plays? She's a character that joins? I didn't think she'd join. Personally tend to get Iron Bull first, though. Well, the fact that I'm getting Iron Bull first is pretty freaking hilarious, too. Good lord. I didn't know I could have Vivian. But I like Solus. But I want Vivian. I thought she was just somebody that was just going to join and be in the background. Not actually be in the game. No! Alright, I'll bring her on one. Blackwall is super easy to get. Iron Bull takes a few extra minutes. It's fine with me. I got time. Spending my whole stream in this game, so I got time. Loading screens are so quiet, though. They're very quiet in this game, and it throws me off bad. I'm used to some kind of noise going on more. Mellow. You'll get plenty of time, too, to get to know them since they've got Mass Effect-style loyalty missions. Awesome! So, just because I may not go for them right away, I'll still be able to have them. Vivian, you are not dressed out to be here, though, which is a kind of an issue, and she's probably really low. Weapons. Oh, warrior only? I thought I had 2 weapons on. I thought I had 2 weapons. Apparently not. Slice of lightning. That's hilarious. Okay. Back. Mer. Well, no, I mainly need to focus on... Oh, she does come in at the same level as other people, though. So that's nice. That's nice. Keeper lightning staff, is that what you have? No. That's not what she has. You have the ice staff. Oh, so you're ice. I thought he was frozen by ice. You could have just tipped him over and he would have broken. Would have saved a whole lot of trouble there. I can put her in that, apparently. Okay. I can put her in that. What the? I'm fine. Anyway, move on from that. Shh, Mellow, you see nothing. No, you can put her in there. I know, right? Fucking Christ. She looks so good. Jesus. Ugh. Where does this go? You can, because you're blue, I'm assuming you're just going to be better. Enhanced knockout powder. Bam. Is that a bet? No, that's a ring. Okay. Ring, ring, ring. I'm just kind of looking. Kind of not. Enhanced flash fire. Well, you have 2 spots for rings, so bam. But I don't have... You can't have that yet? Oh, that's Varric only? Huh. No. What? Oh, did I have it already on him? What happened to it? What? Did I accidentally get rid of it? I might have accidentally gotten rid of it. My bad. Didn't mean to, if that's what I did. I feel like that's what I did. Eh. It is what it is. I got her figured out, so we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. You look very weird, dude. Okay, I'm going here, there, where? Here. Oh, got a bunch of stuff that I can pick. Not changing party.
Nothing to report, sir.
Nope, I guess gotta go around. I have to really remember that sometimes it's okay to go around instead of spending a ridiculous amount of time trying to jump. Okay, it's in the middle of the water. Coming. I don't remember if I can swim. Actually, it does not get as deep as I thought it was going to get, so never mind. That was all on me. I cannot swim. Got it. For later problems, I will remember that. But at least that water wasn't that deep. Alright, let's claim! Since I'm here, might as well. Oh. Don't mind that. I'm fine. Hello. I heard voices. Oh, Blackwall.
There and there, no gaps.
Found him. That didn't take much. Hold on. Just gonna raid your house here real quick. Woo!
Remember how to carry your shields. You're not hiding, you're holding. Otherwise, it's useless.
Okay.
Blackwall? Warden Blackwall?
You're not. How do you know my name? Who sent
Thanks for that.
That's it. Help or get out. We're dealing with these idiots first. Conscripts, here they come.
Okay. Whee! Hopefully we don't lose any of these newbies. Oh, I don't think we lost any newbies. I didn't think we did. Maybe we did.
Sorry, bastards.
Never mind, that's an enemy. Mello, I gotta tell you something about where you just
Good
were,
work,
where you get the
conscripts.
Blood
Even
Lotus
if
by the
this shouldn't
dock.
have happened,
When you're done,
they
go
could've-
back there. Okay.
Well, thieves are made, not born. Take back what they stole. Go back to your families. You saved yourselves.
Woo! Good job. Fuck them thieves. How you doing?
You're no farmer. Why do you know my name? Who are you?
Greetings are in order.
I know your name because I'm an agent of the Inquisition. I'm investigating whether the disappearance of Wardens has anything to do with the murder of the Divine.
Maker's balls. The Wardens and the Divine. That can't... No, you're asking
I
so
need
you
to take
don't
this
really
off.
know.
This is driving me nuts.
First off, I
Listen.
didn't know they disappeared.
I'm here to
But
learn.
we do that, right? No more blight, job done. Wardens are the first thing forgotten. But one thing I'll tell you, no Warden killed the Divine. Our purpose isn't political.
Well, I wasn't accusing you.
I'm not here to accuse. Not yet. I just need information. I've only found you. Where are the rest?
I haven't seen any Wardens for months. I travel alone, recruiting. Not much interest because the Archdemon is a decade dead, and no need to conscript because there's no blight coming. Treaties give Wardens the right to take what we need.
Okay.
Who we need. These idiots forced this fight, so I conscripted their victims. They had to do what I said, so I told them to stand. Next time, they won't need me. Grey Wardens can inspire. Make you better than you think you are.
Sounds like a dude doing the good stuff. The treaties
I
sound
wasn't aware
powerful.
Grey Wardens could take whatever they want.
It's complicated. If there's a blight, everyone has to help the effort to fight it. The treaties are ancient. Outside of blights, it's as binding as a clever tongue can make it.
Got a pretty
Do you
clever
have
tongue.
any idea where the other Wardens could have gone?
Charm my way through
Maybe
everything
they
in
returned
freaking
to
Mass
our
Effect.
stronghold at Weishaupt. That's in the Underfalls, a long way north. I don't really know. Can't imagine why they'd all disappear at once, let alone where they disappear to.
Why haven't you disappeared?
Why haven't you gone missing like the rest of them?
Well, maybe I was going to. Or maybe there's a new directive, but a runner got lost or something. My job was to recruit on my own. Plan to stay that way for months. Years.
You're giving me nothing, so what's next? The fact that I can romance everybody in this game is fucking hilarious. Inspiring but fruitless. So what's next for us?
Well, thank you, Warden Blackwall. But now where does this leave us?
Inquisition. Agent, did you say? Hold a moment. The Divine is dead and the sky is torn. Events like these, thinking we're absent is almost as bad as thinking we're involved.
Okay. So?
If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a warden. Maybe you need me.
How can you alone help? I don't really need to ask that. Yeah, why not, bruh?
Warden Blackwall, the Inquisition accepts your offer.
Good to hear. We both need to know what's going on. And perhaps I've been keeping to myself for too long. This warden walks with the Inquisition.
Apparently all I had to do was flirt with him and he would come willingly. Awesome. Let's continue on. Man, I'm recruiting everybody. Okay, now back to this area. It is something that Mello has suggested. Hold on, there's loot. Hold on, there's loot. Screw that charred paper. Oh my god, there's enemies. Anyway, back to this area. Like this? The bridge or just... Probably not just the bridge. There's more right there. Hold on. I missed one. I missed one. Got it. There's a little boat on the shore with a golden bowl. Oh. I did see that golden bowl. Maybe? Not that boat. Oh, that boat. Oh god. I don't think I can. I cannot! Maybe get in the water first? No. I can't. Not yet, anyway.
Does
That's
anybody
shame.
else smell that? Seriously, just me?
Take a bath. Varric. Varric? Well, at least you're kind of above the water. You'll get a prompt for it? I am standing right on it. Standing... Can anybody else get something with it? No. No. And no. Oh, you get a quest for a lady in the lake or something. Oh. Okay. Well, that's too far. I know the limit now. Okay. Anyway. Journal. The captain of the Chargers. Set is active. Jump to map. Are you here, my dude? I don't think you're here. You're up here. I have not been here yet. I wasn't sure if it was one of those you could do before getting it. I think I have to get it first. Sadly. It looks like I'm gonna have to get it first. Where's obsidian? I need 5 obsidian for my next requisition order. And I haven't found obsidian. Alright, we're breaching new territory. Haven't been here yet. But I want to get people. Hello?
Your worship, for what it's worth, welcome to the Storm Coast. I would have sent word sooner, but our efforts have been delayed.
How so?
There's a group of bandits operating in the area. They know the terrain, and our small party has had trouble going up against them. Some of our soldiers went to speak with their leader. Haven't heard back, though.
I'm pretty sure they're dead. I'll look into it.
I'll do what I can to find our people.
Thank you, your worship. That's a relief. The soldiers didn't have an exact location for the bandits, but they were starting their search farther down the beach. With all this fuss, we haven't been able to conduct a proper search for the Wardens either. Well,
I found one.
Good luck, and enjoy the sea air. I hear it's good for the soul.
Sometimes. Alright, I have made it to this area now. Oh my god. It's over here.
This might interest you, sir.
Oh, what? What?
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
Oh. Man, there's something new that I don't know how to get. Dang it. Okay. That's where I gotta go. Hello. Oh, I think that's just the tent. Serpent stone. Got it. Unless you give me obsidian, it ain't all that great. A fruit. Oh, wait, I think I'm accidentally heading to the wrong area. If you're going up, that's not where you meet the boy. I kept doing that myself. That's the bandit area. Boy is on the beach. I had a feeling. Like, as soon as I saw me going up there, I'm like, I don't think that's actually where I'm supposed to be going. I know it's what it wants me to do, though, because it'll help out the people that are here trying to do their best at the Storm Coast, but that's not the first reason I came here for. I'm going to the beach for the boy! There's a spooky skeleton up there. Shit. Try to remember to get that when I'm done. Whoa. Lot of stuff here. Give me just one more. Aww. They spotted me. Hold on, coming. Because now that I have my weapons out, I'm gonna run real slow. Real slow. Hello, boy. Seriously, he's fucking big. That's the main. That is honestly the main thing that I know about Iron Bull is that him big. No. Hello, Gun U9? No, Gun Q3. I know how to read. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And welcome to the coma patients. Oh. Oh, I read that. I did read it right first, though. It was Gun U9. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Hello. Gun U9 and Gun Q. Well, I did it, even while not paying attention. I know I saw you do it. That's part of the reason why I'm like, I think this is wrong.
5 or 6 wounded, Chief. No dead.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear. Let the throat cutters finish up, then break out the casks.
Hello.
So,
I
you're
am
with the
severely
Inquisition,
covered
huh?
in blood because of my
Glad you can
stupidity.
make it. Come on, have a seat. Drinks are coming.
Must be Iron Bull.
Iron Bull, I presume.
Why?
Yeah, the horns
When I have
usually
my
give it
sword out,
away.
am I constantly pointing it around to the people I'm talking to? Put them away! Put them away!
I assume you remember Cremisius Aclassi, my lieutenant.
Yes.
Good to see you again. Throat cutters are done, Chief.
Already? Have them check again. I don't want any of those Tevinter bastards getting away. No offense, Krem.
Aww.
None taken. At least a bastard knows who his mother was. Puts him one up on you Canary, right?
So, you've seen us fight. We're expensive.
I have.
But we're worth it. And I'm sure the Inquisition can afford us.
How expensive are you? I'm not sure we need you. You definitely seem you. Why is that up there? I'm sorry. I'm so used to Mass Effect, and it doesn't help that I'm still playing Mass Effect outside of streaming. That I just see this. This is big. Should be the good option. It should be.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Wouldn't cost you anything personally. Unless you want to buy drinks later.
I can
Your
buy drinks
ambassador,
later.
what's her name? Josephine. We'd go through her and get the payments set up. Gold will take care of itself. Don't worry about that. All that matters is we're worth it.
You definitely seem useful.
The Chargers seem like an excellent company.
They are, but you're not just getting the boys. You're getting me.
Boys!
You need a frontline bodyguard. I'm your man. Whatever it is. Demons? Dragons? The bigger the better. And there's one other thing. Might be useful. Might piss you off. Ever hear of the Ben Hasra?
No.
I've never heard of it.
It's a Canary order. They handle information, loyalty, security, all of it. Spies, basically. Or,
Cool.
well, we're spies. The Ben Hasrath are concerned about the breach. Magic out of control like that could cause trouble everywhere.
Yeah.
I've been ordered to join the Inquisition, get close to the people in charge, and send reports on what's happening. But I also get reports from Ben Hasrath agents all over Orlais. You sign me on, I'll share them with your people.
Quid pro quo! Why would you admit
You're a
this?
Kunari spy and you just told me.
Whatever happened at that conclave thing is bad. Someone needs to get that breach closed. So whatever I am, I'm on your side.
You still could have hidden what you are.
From something called the Inquisition. I'd have been tipped sooner or later. Better you hear it right up front from me.
He's got a point. What would you report back?
What would you send home in these reports of yours?
Enough to keep my superiors happy. Nothing that'll compromise your operations. The
Why, thank
Canary
you.
want to know if they need to launch an invasion to stop the whole damn world from falling apart. You let me send word of what you're doing, it'll put some minds at ease. That's good for everyone.
Yeah, I figured. Be on the safe side. Since I do have a second. To be on the safe side, nobody interacts with the profiles because you never know what is a bot anymore and what's bad. So, always be on the safe side when you're in streams with other people. What can you tell us?
What's in these Ben Hasrath reports you're offering to share?
Enemy movements, suspicious activity, intriguing gossip. It's a bit of everything.
Intriguing gossip,
Alone
like
they're
how I
not
can
much,
flirt with
but if your spy
everybody?
master is worth a damn, she'll put him to good use.
She?
I did a little research. Plus, I've always had a weakness for redheads.
Who are we talking about? I think I lost track of who we were talking about there. Weakness for redheads. I don't know where that came in, but you're still hired,
All right,
dude.
you're in.
I would never say no to you,
Excellent.
Iron Bull.
Krem, tell
I've
them in to finish
enjoyed
drinking on the
way
road.
too much of what I
The
know about
Chargers
him
just got
to
hired.
say no.
What about the casks, Chief? We just opened them up with axes.
Find some way to seal them. You're Tevinter, right? Try blood magic. We'll meet you back at Haven.
Alright. I hate to do this to you, Cassandra, but I'm gonna be bringing an iron bolt. Spindleweed. Well, I guess it's time to check him out. Make sure he's got stuff. Which it looks like he does. 123... 94. Is this gonna be one of those ones where, like, he won't equip it because, yeah. Oh, level 8. God damn it. Never mind. Okay, so what you have on now is still better. Sweet-ish fingers. Mello, I feel like you're going to end up with my team comp. I always bring Iron Bull, Varric, and Dorian unless otherwise needed. They all have great chemistry, platonic, and obviously non-platonic. I'm definitely not getting rid of Varric. I fucking loved all the stuff that he said so far. And like I said, since I kind of knew like the bare minimum about Iron Bull and Dorian before I came into the game, I really would like to get to know them more. He calls Dorian Sparkler? Sparkler? I'm on the wrong person. Jeez. 6. Well, you know what? At least you can have a helmet, my dude. Alright, let's throw stuff on. Alright, that's all I got left after equipping everybody. Enjoy it. Whoop. Got some loot. Dude, Varric, I love him. The fucking random I Spy thing that he started doing with Cassandra was amazing. I would play I Spy with Varric if it would let me. I would. I need to get back up on that hill. Let me up. There you go. What is that? It's definitely an enemy, but I don't know what it is. Oh my god.
Those must be the bandits Harding mentioned.
Those? They came down? Well, I mean, if they wanted to come down, sure, I guess. Why not? Gotcha. I have been perceived! How dare I be perceived? Got it. Not all of them, though. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna... Oh, Liliana. Gotta go up the hill now. Because I need to go see my skull buddy. Can I get that without falling down the hill? Thanks. Whee! Magic, magic, magic! Oh, oh, there's one. Up high! I had a feeling it was gonna be up high. And then I think the other one's gonna be to the right. No? Maybe not. Anything? Anything? One was up there. Hello? Wow, that goes up high. Oh, there we go. Almost looks like it's in the friggin' ocean. Got it. Now, you listen here. I know you need me... you know what? I think I'll go get the bandits. Just 'cause I'm already here. I might as well...
Nothing to report, sir.
Yeah, you're fine. Shh. I'm gonna go get the bandits since I'm here. And then we'll do the next journal thing. Oh my god. Whoa. Nope.
Eat dirt!
Got him. Look at all those bloody parts. Hold on, I should mark it to make sure I am heading in the right direction. Yes. I don't think I'm gonna be able to go straight up. That's gonna be a thing. There goes Varric. Goodbye. Iron! But I said I need obsidian! The other thing that I need for the requisition for this area is something to do with spiders.
What an excellent place to be murdered and left in a dank hole.
I mean, you got a point, Vivian. You do. I just didn't expect it. Coming. Discovered the Great Cove. Alright. Nope, nope, no. Get him. Oh, why do I have to run like this? I know I'm ready to fight, but why do I have to run like that? Was that not it? Velveteen. Velveteen. I can hear something. Oh, it's a shard. Well, guess that's mine now, suckers. That's still not what I needed, though. To clear out this thing. Hello? I'm here. Oh god, I love when I go 5 miles away from the target.
One down.
That must be my voice. I always thought that was Cassandra yelling that. My bad. Ooh. Iron. Stop it. It's just a ram. Another ram. I don't want you, ram. I'm looking for stuff. Well, I advanced to it. What else do you want from me? There's nobody else to fight. And I've looked around the whole area, right?
These must be the missing soldiers.
Never mind.
Murdered. Shit. Someone should pay for this.
I mean, we'll try, Vivian. I don't know where they are, but we'll try. Ba-ba-ba. Did you mark my map with it? Nope, but I will. We're good. Come on. Oh, this is gonna be fun. There we go. Taking it in stride. Wow! A fortress. Cool. Cool. Oh, well, I guess I'm going down this way now. I slid. That was rude. Hold on, let me get the cell fruit. Yep. Got him. Got him. Now. I've been perceived. And I've gotten stuck. Okay. Ugh, everybody's getting low, but that's okay. We can all survive it. We can survive it. Almost dead. Should've. Dead yet? Dead yet? Oh, come on. How are you this tough. Good lord. I know that I'm low health. But I'm doing just fine, thank you. These dogs are ridiculous. Jesus. Okay. Nailed it. I did what they asked of me. Hello? Velveteen. Velveteen. Alright, so we got Iron Bull. We helped out a little bit here. So then that way they can expand everything. Did I not read that? Thank you. Catch up, game. Oh. I love the way they run. Okay, there's another thing over here. Perfect. Velveteen. Cotton. What are you doing in there, Barrick? Okay, let's cheat it. I'm gonna cheat it. I did the thing that you asked of me. Whoopsie. Don't mind that. Okay. I guess I didn't have to come back. Measuring the veil. Oh, it's Solus. And then that's Varix. Great. Travel, go to the war table. Oh, okay. Okay, well, we need to go to the war table because I know all my stuff got done. So we'll go hit that up. Talk to our new party members, and then go get Dorian. Yeah. Moving along, though. Definitely ending up with a lot more friends by now. That's nice. Oh, Krem.
Can I help you with anything?
Let's discuss Iron Bull. He's right there. He's right there. Right.
I'd like to know more about the Iron Bull.
The chief. First time I met him, he saved my life.
I'm so good at this.
Kunari, but he grows on you. He's not like any commander I've ever worked for. That's for damn sure.
Kind of a commander, is he?
Iron Bull as a commander.
He's looking right at me!
He doesn't accept any less. He keeps us alive, he leads from the front, and if you've an idea that'll win the fight, he listens. I've seen bands whose captains had to prove they were swinging the biggest sword. Bull isn't like that. The charges might give him more lip than you'd expect, but every one of us would lay down our lives for the big ass.
How'd you end up with him?
How did a Tevinter soldier wind up in a Kunari spy's mercenary company?
I wasn't a soldier at the time. I was in some trouble, trying to flee Tevinter. A tribune and his men caught me in a border town tavern. They meant to make an example of me.
Of course.
Bull killed them. Gave up his eye doing it. Patched me up and asked if I was looking for work. I've been putting up with his jokes ever since.
He gave up his eye?
That's how he lost the eye?
Yes. The guards had me on the tavern floor when Bull came inside and yelled for them to stop. One of them saw trouble coming and figured he'd finish me off. The guard had a flare. Bull put himself between me and the blow.
Jesus Christ, Bull.
Didn't even know me.
Is it strange to work for a Kunari?
Jesus.
He hasn't tried to convert us to the Kun, if that's what you're asking. The Bull's charges don't care who you light a candle for, so long as your shield stays up. If he hadn't told me he was Ben Hasrath, I'd have thought he'd left that life behind.
I'm surprised he told you.
I didn't expect he'd tell you all that he was a spy.
Not the whole band, but those who've been around long enough to trust. He figures most of us would find out sooner or later, and it should come from him. Eyes to eye, he says. It's never messed up a job. He just writes letters back home. Lots of the boys write letters back home.
That's a good point.
We'll talk later.
I like you, Krem.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
How'd you know he was a Templar?
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Kunari learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Your Templar's doing good work.
Yes, he is.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield.
There we go. He's a
wall,
little louder
and
now.
they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the
Oh,
top.
thanks.
You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
Lunny, we got Cassandra, Cullen. Do we need one?
The Inquisition has done all right so far without an Inquisitor.
That's because all we've needed so far is damage control, reaction. A group can handle that. Once you've sealed the breach, it's going to be time to make decisions. Someone's going to have to step up.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
Oh, Jesus. Alright. Fun.
How's it going?
I'm learning. Tell me of Ben
I'd like to
Hassarat.
know more about your work with the Ben Hasrath.
Ben Hasrath is actually a general term. You've got the secret police who investigate problems inside our territory. You've got the re-educators who take people with problems and fix their minds. Or make them
That's
disappear.
looking like a lot of
you've got the
bots. No. No. Just to be on the safe side. God. I'm just gonna do this. Would not surprise me if this is the new bot names that they're going for. Would not surprise me at all. Anyway, and then you've got the spies, re-educators.
How did the re-educators work?
I only know the basics. Wasn't my area.
Why are you so quiet?
Keep a man awake long enough. Ask the right questions, give the right potions, and you can get him to say anything. You don't need blood magic or demons to change someone's mind. We're a lot more fragile than we'd like to believe.
You got a point there, dude. Is it really that easy?
You can alter someone's beliefs that easily.
One of my friends was a re-educator. He said that every memory is like the page of a book.
I ain't got a whole lot of memories, Iron Bull.
To that page, and when you're there, the page is laid bare. Write a few notes in the margins of the page. Erase a word here and there, and your whole outlook changes. Always felt a little weird reading after that conversation.
That is...
The re-educators sound horrible.
Yeah,
They do.
They probably do. Here's the thing, though. What happens in Orlais when you commit a crime or betray a lord? They just lop your head off. At least the Qunari try to fix you.
Fix you, though. None sound like you.
None of those sound exactly like you.
Yeah, I was a special case. They sent me to Saharan because they needed someone who could fight and hunt down problems. That whole island was a sack of cats. Incursions from Tevinter, Tal Vashath, and native rebels fighting both sides. And in the middle, me, trying to wrangle the rebels and restore order.
Does sound difficult.
I can't imagine that was easy.
Nope. I hunted down a lot of rebels. Lost a lot of friends to the Vince, or the Fog Warriors, or the Tal Vashath. One day I woke up and couldn't think of a damned reason to keep doing my job. Turned myself into the re-educators.
Oh. Even knowing what they did?
You'd heard what the re-educators did to their prisoners.
Yes, I had. I wanted them to fix me like they fixed them. The Ben Hasrath ordered me to go to Orlais, ostensibly as a Tal Vashath, and work undercover. That's how I ended up here.
Well, there it is. Iron Bull's flirtation thing. Means I got to meet you.
I'm glad you're here, Bull.
Me too.
If you ever need to talk more about all this, let me know.
Nah, it was a long time ago. Thanks, though.
No problem. I believe at this point I have talked all that I can with him. Or not. Tell me about the Qunari.
I'd like to know more about the Qunari.
You writing a book?
I want to know more about you. They sound interesting. They're a potential threat. Huh.
It's your culture, and I'd like to know you better.
You could just ask.
I am.
All right. What do you want to know?
How do they govern?
How do the Qunari rule themselves?
It's pretty simple. We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military. The priesthood figures out how Qunari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice.
Okay.
And the military keeps the Qunari safe from outside threats.
Is there much dissent?
Does it actually work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here in Orlais, politicking comes from people putting their own gain ahead of the gains of society.
Okay.
If you do that among the Qunari, the Ben Hasrath set you straight. Or kill you.
Fun. Do you not marry?
I've heard there's no marriage among the Qunari.
Yeah, that's true. Qunari love our friends like anyone does, but we don't have sex with them.
Qunari don't have sex?
Oh, we definitely have sex. They're Tamasrans who pop your cork whenever you need it.
Okay.
Seriously?
Yes. It's not a big deal like it is here. It's like, I don't know, going to see a healer. Sometimes it's this long, involved thing. It takes all day, leaves you walking funny.
That's not how I expected this to go.
Minutes. Thank you. See you next week.
Sounds great. That's bizarre. I don't know what to say. So, you don't know true passion?
So, you've never really made love? Connected with someone in both body and soul?
I don't know. One time they used this thing called the Sato Nera.
That's not it.
It's a leather-wrapped rod on a
That's
harness.
not it.
That wasn't really my soul, though.
No.
Also, there were more than two people.
Day-to-day life.
How is everyday life different for Qunari?
Depends on your job, I guess. Some are just about the same. A baker in Val Royeaux gets up, gets dressed, and starts work. A baker in Parvolan does the same thing. They don't care about the Empire or the Qun. Mostly they worry about breaking eggs and hope the dough rises right.
Except that baker isn't free.
It can't be exactly the same. The Qunari have no personal freedoms.
How many personal freedoms do you figure that baker in Val Royeaux has? Life isn't about freedom. The baker in Parvolan wonders if she'll be given enough eggs to do her work. Will they come on time? Will the kitchen workers get her bread while it's fresh, or will they come late and blame her because it's stale?
Okay.
Same crap in Val Royale. People are just people.
Yeah, that's true. How's it growing up?
Growing up under the Qun.
The Tomasrans raise us in these units of kids all our own age. They're like teachers or chantry sisters. They also help figure out what jobs we should do. They had me pegged for military work early on. When they learned I could hit stuff and lie, they started training me for the Ben Hasra.
You must have been proud, so no families, you didn't choose your job.
So the Qun decided what work you would do. You didn't get a choice.
I could have acted like I didn't like hitting things, I guess. But why would I do that? I was good at my work.
Point.
I liked doing it. Far as I can tell, the Tomasrans made the right call.
Yeah. And if that is spelled to the
Do you ever think about what would happen if the Qunari conquered Orlais or Ferelden?
Some folks, like Cassandra or Cullen, would do fine if they didn't die fighting. Those two love rules. But the mages... Can you imagine Solus trying his fade dreaming under the Qun? Or Vivian doing the political bullshit?
Yeah.
Both Sarah and Varric would mouth off until they ended up re-educated. Drugged until their minds broke. So, to answer your question, no. I don't think about it much at all.
Okay. What does Qunari
The
mean?
word Qunari, is that the race or the religion?
Both. Kind of. The humans and elves who follow the Qun are the Vidathari. The Qunari who break away from the Qun are Talvasha, deserters.
Are those who predate the
What about Qunari who existed before the Qun?
The people we came from. They're called the Kossith, but we don't use that word for the race.
Oh.
We came south to Thedas because the Kossith were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much like us. Whatever they are.
That's a good...
See you later, Bull.
That's a great time. It's a great time. I also really need to look at the audio options. Dialogue volume is all the way up, and it's still not enough. Jesus.
Do you think you can have it done by midweek?
That when Thren needs it.
With Blackwall.
Thren understands that your work can't be rushed.
Fine. Midweek. Tell Thren.
Ooh. Is it just Blackwall I talk to? Hey!
Mika, look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away.
You got some truth there.
And to actually walk out of it. To be that close.
I was lucky.
If I hadn't been saved by the Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. The Breach, the Divine's death, the Wardens. It doesn't make sense. There's so much we don't know.
Well, don't worry. Your help will be invaluable.
Your experience with the Wardens will certainly be useful.
Mostly the treaties, I expect. Old parchments you're welcome to. What about you? How do you fit into all this?
What peace?
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us
That
some
is another
answers.
goal we're working for. But what am I missing over here? What is here? Blackwall.
I've heard rumors of abandoned warden camps all over these parts.
Okay.
If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
Tell me about the Wardens.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
I don't think so. What do Wardens do?
The Blight's been over for 10 years. What do Wardens do when the world's not ending?
There are still Darkspawn. Just because we killed so many in Ferelden doesn't mean they're gone. And the world is not so peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords. Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the pledge to protect others really means.
I think we're
It's
finally
not
getting
always
loud
about
enough.
just archdemons and blights.
Your role in the Blight.
Where were you during the Blight?
I was in Ferelden, on my own, like always. Quietly killed my fair share of Darkspawn too.
Were you traveling
You haven't
alone?
had contact with other Wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
Where have the Wardens
So you have
gone?
no idea where the rest of the Wardens are?
Do you find that odd? The Blight is over. We don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find Darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
Okay.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
That's fun. But since I also turned some of that up, I'm gonna turn some of this down. Yeah, just to be on the safe side. It didn't actually save, though. Thanks! Got it. We're good. I wasn't really done talking to you, though, dude. Let's talk about
I want
you.
to hear more about you.
Compared to yours, my life will seem dull indeed.
Where are you from?
Your name, Blackwall, doesn't sound Orlesian. Marcher, then. Ferelden.
I was from the Free Marchers originally. Markham. That was a long time ago. Another life.
So you have a
I hear
past.
that many Wardens were once criminals.
You're right. And when you join, your past is forgotten, so let's leave it that way.
Okay. You weren't always a...
What did you do before you became a Warden?
I was a soldier, a nobody trained to wield a sword and follow orders. I grew weary of fighting other men's wars.
So you became a Warden?
Don't blame you.
More or less. Becoming a Grey Warden was the first time I felt like I mattered. The life I led before seems hollow in comparison. Perhaps one day it will fade away.
Why did you become a Warden?
The Wardens?
Because they remember honor and sacrifice. Words that have little meaning to the rest of us. Because they lay down their lives for those they have sworn to protect. We all need to believe there are such men in the world. I needed to believe I could be one of them.
I bet you could.
We can continue this discussion at another time.
No, we're gonna continue it right away because I really hate that I can't just go right in. And hello, Purple People Eater. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully your day's going well. And I see you're hydrated.
What do you think of the Inquisition?
We'll let him talk while I go get more water.
More men, better equipment. You may have Andraste's favor, but wars are won by men, soldiers.
And here's your hydrate. Why war at all?
Avoiding war altogether would be ideal.
True enough. Still, it never hurts to be prepared.
Good
One
point.
thing I will say about your men, they're passionate, devoted. You inspire them.
I don't want to
Build
inspire.
on that foundation, and you will have an army that makes nations tremble.
What do
Your
you
thoughts
think
on
about all
wars?
this trouble between the Mages and Templars?
Looking at it from where we stand, it seems inevitable. But that could be hindsight. How many of us actually saw it coming? Either way, I don't think the Chantry will ever recover.
I don't think so either. What about Haven?
What do you think of Haven?
It's a war camp that was once a pilgrim's refuge. It's the state of the world, though, isn't it? Holy ground turned into a battlefield.
Yeah.
Pity about that temple. Would have been nice to see it.
Thoughts on my
What do you
advisors?
think of my advisors?
Josephine's lovely, and craftier than you'd expect. The Inquisition could not have picked a better ambassador.
Sweet.
What do you think
Are
of
you
my
just gonna
advisor?
talk about Josephine again?
Liliana seems...
Nope.
nice. Also a little frightening, but mostly nice.
No one's watching.
You're not saying that for my benefit, are you? Are you so certain you're being watched?
Are you so certain we aren't? I don't want to wake up with a blade in my kidneys if I can help it.
Another one.
Liliana seems...
Never mind.
Nice. Also a little frightening, but mostly
Thoughts on
nice.
my inner circle.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Last time we dined, Sarah put away 12 potatoes, an entire roast duck, and 4 different tarts.
Okay, the
I'm not
potatoes?
sure where any of it goes.
I would do the same thing.
You must have some feelings about
Not
our
the
friends.
kidneys. I don't even know about the
Sarah
kidneys.
doesn't know who she is or what she wants, and doesn't even care.
Not the kidneys.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
I fear for Cassandra sometimes, the way she throws herself into battle. I've never known a warrior like her.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Madame Vivian only allied with the Inquisition because she knows it will bring her power.
Listen.
The most poisonous snakes are often the most beautiful.
She's quite beautiful. Mello, I see you've also collected more people since I've gone to take Leto out. A little. I did get Iron Bull.
Feelings about our friends.
I fear for Cassandra sometimes.
Alright,
the way she
now
throws
we're
herself into
repeating.
battle.
What about our cause?
What do you think of the...
Restoring order is a goal I support wholeheartedly. But that's not the end of it, is it? Not by a half. The Lady Seeker believes we are restoring the Chantry. Others say it needs reform. I don't know where you stand on the matter, and I'll admit I haven't made up my mind either.
Thanks. Okay, that's enough talk for that one. We're not done yet. Don't you go walking away. That one, you're strangely
You're
charming.
oddly charming for a man I found wandering the forest.
I always thought myself more odd than charming. But I'll take a compliment from a lady. They're hard to come by these days.
I like your modesty.
I also find your modesty endearing.
And the praise keeps coming. So, is there something large and heavy you need moved?
No, I can do that myself. I've been doing that since elementary school. Teacher, I need some boys to help me put away these chairs and blah, 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 blah. Hell no, I'll fucking do it myself. I'm sure you better uses.
That would be a waste of your particular talent.
I like that you completely skipped over there's more compliments in my room.
You're much better suited to
I
stand
did?
in front of dragons while they try to eat you.
I have to say, my lady, you're unlike any woman I've ever met. I'm flattered you'd spend any time with me. I enjoy your company.
I'm missing a lot, but also, like, getting a lot from it. We'll talk later.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
Okay. I love creme, Mello. I love creme. Love you. I love everybody, though, to be perfectly honest. God damn. Oh, God. Oh, God. We freezing a bit.
Tell Mother Giselle that this is as much as I can spare.
Okay. Maybe Varric will have more? I don't think he'll have much more to say. Where's Vivian and... oh, wait. I might get an answer here.
The Chantry isn't supporting us.
Oh, it's Sarah that's here. I guess
So
I
this
didn't
is
mean
it,
to skip
huh?
over that line.
Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
Well, there's more going on.
It's not just a war between those two.
Well, sure, the sky has a hole in it, but I can't put an arrow in that. Well, I have. Doesn't come down. That's weird. And that's the point, right? It's weird and right there, but they still want to punch each other. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
We'll help them all see.
That's why we're here. To help guide everyone back from the brink.
The religious ones tell you that. That's important, right? But don't make it all about that. Seems like believing too hard is what got everyone here. And here is stupid and smells of horse. Really, what everyone needs is to get everything back to normal and proper and profitable. Sound good to you, all-touched Lady Herald?
You're saying sounds very good. Oh, no. You know what? There might be one person that I don't really want to flirt with, and that's Sarah. Nothing really against her. I just feel like every time we talk, I can't keep up. I just can't keep up. Look, succeed. We have to.
I'm committed to putting an end to this crisis. Whatever it takes.
She's a lot.
It's why I'm here, yeah? This is where it gets done.
She's a
Whatever
lot.
it is. Can't do a bloody thing with everyone pissing themselves. Stupid everyone.
That was an odd scene of me standing up from the chair, though. Are we gonna go to the chair
Chasing
every
the
time
Lord
we talk?
Seeker, I hear.
Okay.
Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
You don't fit the Inquisition. Oh my god. You can just tell her to fuck off? Oh, yay. Any opinions about our allies?
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Which, the ones who do things are the ones who give orders?
Solus.
What about Solus?
Solus? His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
Okay. Varric?
Anything to say about Varric?
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
Do not shit on Varric.
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right? Tough, though. I'd stand behind her in front of anything.
What do you think about our spymaster, ambassador, and commander?
Liliana is pretty in places. Swear I've seen her, too. Or heard she used to play. But that'd be mad. Now, Josephine, she's as good at humbling her kind as I am.
Okay.
Just with less mess. Knows her business, if you have to have it. And Cullen, I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one so you can grow into it. Nice hair, though.
Vivian.
What's your opinion of Vivienne?
She's a bitch, but she knows. She better.
Okay. Iron Bull.
Thoughts on Iron Bull?
It makes me wonder about things. I mean, what did their women look like? Woof.
Any thoughts about Warden Blackwall?
He's too good, right? I'd like to see him out of that uniform. Not like that.
We'll talk later.
We
Good,
will
right?
talk
I'll
right
be here.
now.
Chasing mages, that's a Templar's job. A big, armoured, pissed-off helm polisher. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
Thoughts on the Inquisition?
Is the Inquisition what you thought it would be?
Calling an Inquisition is a bit much, isn't it? Does this lot even know what they're chasing? Fair question for me as well, I suppose. Everybody following a rumour. At least I'm used to that.
Any opinions about ally? Carry on. Tell me about your background.
Tell me about yourself.
What about me?
Who trained
You're
you?
skilled. Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
Not typically.
Usually it takes considerable discipline. Hence my question.
Hence? Look, I work at it. Practice a little. Not like Cullen and his pets. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Is it an elf thing?
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Right. Maybe I just make it look easy in shite company. Fact still is, no teacher. Where would I find one in alleyways anyway?
She does have a point. Some people just are able to learn on their own. Where are you from?
How about the basics? Where are you from?
Ferelden?
I got that from the accent. Where in Ferelden?
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
No ties worth mentioning?
There are no connections you want to mention at all?
Nope.
How very Kunari of you.
What?
Never mind.
Good, right?
Wow. You're different for an elf.
You're not like most of the elves I've met.
Thanks, right? Or was that an insult? Suppose I could go barefoot and whine more. Like that Solus, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
There's a
Listen, stop shitting on my other teammates.
Your great-grandfather's dead. Why aren't you dead? You're throwing away tradition.
That makes sense to you.
None of it does in the city. That's why I'm not like an elf.
We'll talk later.
Good to know.
If you say so.
Oh, hold on. I hit X too soon. I just
Ready
want to
for
make sure
waiting.
I've talked to you. Don't fit. Tell me about your friends.
You
That's the
apparently
last
have
thing
a lot
I
of
needed.
Friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right? I mean, it is, but it's also everyone. Everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silk. And hats, I guess.
What does your group do?
Are you just about pranks and revenge, or is there more
I
to
still
it?
find it weird that I
Well,
could
it's
just
a
tell her to
weave, right?
leave.
I grease a ballroom, so a wyvern chasing Git has to hunt sprained. Strangely, handmaids leave his vault open. His heirlooms pay off someone else. Maybe clean streets in Kirkwall so someone gets something else. Pish, pish, pish. A lot of people eventually get help or a laugh. Or maybe someone dead, if they deserve it.
You pretend that's more?
So, who decides who deserves it? You? By what authority?
Look, Dukey cuts a stable boy's finger off for snagging a biscuit. He's eating an arrow for tea. Deserves it. Most times, it's just fun. And embarrassed, the same as dead for some. Anyway, assassin's a bard's job, innit? No fun, that lot. They might plonk a noble, right? But only to raise another. Plus, I'm shy at singing.
Was there ever a Red Jenny?
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she always just you and your friends?
Dunno.
Don't you care?
Not if it works. I mean, red is scary because blood. And Jenny is... Look, nobody fears the bunch of people who do random stuff. And besides, it's easy. Nobles want a bogeyman because they need to believe normal people can't get at them. Numbers, right? It don't have to be so complicated.
Mellow. Yeah, I think she's pretty much the only person you can tell to leave. Maybe Cole, but I think just her mostly. Okay. Do you share the blame too?
Doesn't this mean people think you're guilty of more than you actually do?
I suppose. Does it matter?
Shouldn't it?
Important people kill over imagined insults. I've made more than enough real ones, so no. I don't suppose it does.
That's all.
We'll talk another time.
I'm
It's all
finally
good,
done
innit?
with you. Wait, there's something to read. I was staring at it real hard. Okay, I'm gonna assume Vivian might be in the temple. She's the last new one that I've gotten that I haven't spoken to yet.
Have you seen Enchanter Vivienne? That's the picture of what a circle mage should be.
She looks like a noble. It's arrogant.
It is not arrogant to be unafraid.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
mercenary battle in the Inquisition. The Bulls Chargers?
I think I was right. Oh, hello.
I met an elven mage earlier. Solus, I believe he was called. I admit I was surprised. I didn't expect to find mages among the Inquisition. Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
This chaos harms everyone. Chaos? What did I say? This chaos harms everyone. Okay. The rebels are apostates. Justice is all that matters. We need the circle restored. Templars made their beds. Mages should be free. You know what? Mages should be free.
Mages deserve the same freedom as anyone else.
Disapproves.
I hear that so often. It must be a great comfort to the common folk to know that their survival is trivial compared to our freedom.
If only you've seen the shit I done in Mass Effect.
Better. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
I'll do all I can.
I'll try not to let them down.
Vivian
Failure
likes
is a
if you
luxury we
mention
cannot
the circle.
afford, my dear.
Yeah.
For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent
Talk about
of
the
his
circle
will.
before in a good way.
Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
No, you mean blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Okay, I'll use it to change things. The chantry will be restored. Andraste chose me. No one should have that power. I'll use it to change things.
If that's true, then I'll put it to good use.
Damn, she's gonna hate me.
I suppose we'll see. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Yep, she's gonna hate me.
Yes?
Investigate. Tell me about the circle.
I wanted to ask you about the Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
Wasn't the circle disbanded?
If the circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The circle is an idea, my dear. And an idea cannot be dissolved.
Very true.
Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
Okay. Shouldn't you replace Fiona?
If you led all the loyalists, why are you only First Enchanter and not Grand Enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no First Enchanters besides myself, no vote can be held. I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
Okay. What was circle life like?
What was it like to live in a circle?
My dear, your question is the root of all problems with mages. I cannot tell you. Every circle was different. Their Templars were different, their politics unique. And every person within each tower had an experience of circle life unique to themselves.
Okay.
Some people suffered and some were content. Some were cruel, some compassionate, and some indifferent. The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
What about your experience?
So tell me about your personal experience with the circle.
I enjoyed life in the Montsimard Circle, my dear. It was an edifice devoted to knowledge and refinement. And mages need the company of other mages. No one else can truly understand the challenges we face, nor see the world as we do.
Okay. Was confinement hard?
You must have been under constant supervision, being forced by Templars to live in the tower. Was that hard to endure?
My dear, I have a suite in the palace and a wing at my dear Duke Bastien's estate. I have never been forced to live anywhere. Most circles allowed mages to live away from the tower, either on their own or in service to the nobility. All that was required was permission from the First Enchanter. Some circles were harsher in their restrictions. Kirkwall was the worst.
Of course.
But it was the exception. Most were quite permissive. Perhaps too permissive, in retrospect.
How did the rebellion
How did
start?
we come to this state with the circles in revolt?
A failure of perspective that infected circle leadership. Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even imagine what was beyond the tower walls. Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves and for their anger at the new Templar restrictions. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia, again, The mages protested the investigation.
Okay.
The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templars, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been since Tevinter's day. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
What? Come on. Were they justified?
Did they have cause to rebel?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that really the most opportune time to break away? By all means, protest abuses by the Templars. Just don't do it in a way that says mages support wholesale murder.
Yeah,
by
she's got
voting when
point.
they did, my colleagues all but declared war upon the ordinary people of Thedas. A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1.
Okay, do you know Fiona?
Are you familiar with Grand Enchanter Fiona?
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, I thought her adequate at her job. In her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well-being of so many people. We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.
Gardening? Mages are fighting mages.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars. Why are mages fighting mages?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin, but Fiona chose to let the motion stand. Those who opposed a rash declaration of war against the entire free world had little choice. By breaking from the Chantry when they did, the rebels declared themselves in support of mass murder. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels. Yes?
Tell me about yourself.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Where are you from?
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there.
It
But if
matters.
you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches.
Thank you.
I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Monsignor while still an apprentice.
How did you become a courtier?
I'm curious how a circle mage winds up a courtier.
Nobody
I was
winds
close.
up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
Nice. You married a duke?
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine.
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
What is court enchanter?
What duties does a court enchanter have?
I am tasked with providing assistance to the Empress on arcane matters. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting lamps and doing parlor tricks.
Sounds
In
fun.
such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion.
I can try again. Any chance we might?
Do you think that you and I might someday?
You and I? Don't be absurd, my dear.
She
Yes?
does not care. Oh, nope, that's nope.
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the circle?
After the circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it.
Okay.
I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
I can't help with that. I'll find him.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the circle would be in your debt.
Okay, now listen. I do see the benefits of the circle.
The golden city,
Not like... I do see the benefits of it, but I still think that they deserve a little bit more freedom than they're given. Just saying. No, I don't want that.
You were saying something about... Cullen?
Yes. Haven has limited space for our soldiers to train. Perhaps we could set up something over here.
Okay. My god! Interestingly, the runes are Alamari in origin, belonging to the tribes that inhabited Ferelden almost 1,000 years ago. What is of greater interest, however, is that none of the runes translate intelligibly, meaning it's all in code. According to the translators, a reference to the Guardian also indicates an island off the northern coast. Most curious. I will continue translation efforts in the hope we can narrow this down further. Okay. Red Jenny needs base! I can send runners among the bands. If this weapon can help, it will be found. If he's peddling them to fighting forces, my people will find the trail. It's too large an area to cover. Bounty hunters are a simpler bet. Huh?
All right.
Go ahead, my dude. Completed. Coinage. Back. Orlay. Oh my god, there's a lot here. Oh boy. No, where's the thing Colin wanted? Maybe it was this one? Or not. Anyway, I got a lot. More than I got people, so... We're already doing one red Jenny thing, so I won't do that. A letter addressed to Vivian lies open on the table. A note has been added to the top, which reads, Josephine, darling, you should take care of this. Oh. Okay, well, I mean, if you want Josephine to do it. Go ahead, Josephine.
At your service.
Part of a Ben Hasserath report noting the current fight for succession in Lights, which has been without a direct ruler since Duke Rimac died early in the Ordlician Civil War. Oh my god, this is a long one. Monette would do better in the chantry than in the game. I can see that she is encouraged to take vows.
Let's see what we have.
Go ahead. Okay. We finally have new war room stuff going on. Took me long enough to get there, because with all the new people I got, it took a while. Now, let's do the Inquisitor's Path and make contact with the mages. Perfect. Oh my god, that is so far away. We're gonna travel to there. We'll bring Barrick, Vivian, and Iron Bull. 'Cause I said so. Hey! I don't know if this is going to be the last person I'm able to have on my team, but I'm going. I'm interested. Oh, I didn't have any Inquisition perk available. I didn't have it. Thought I did, but didn't, because I really haven't done a whole lot in that. Hello. Y'all loaded in. Mellow. For now. Him and one more that comes automatically. Okay. Got it. God. Stop looking at me. I'm already going the wrong way. Because what I'm going to do... Find a circle. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a lot of stuff to do here. But I expected there to be a lot anyway. Still need obsidian though. Obsidian would be nice.
Nothing to report, sir.
Okay. That would be a mistake. That would be a mistake. We'll walk. Wait, I don't have to walk. I have a horse. I totally forgot about my horse. Oh god. Alright, got a horse. Can make this go a little bit faster. Hold on, stop sprinting for 2 seconds. Let's make sure we make it through here. Without possibly running anybody over. You don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not entirely sure how to get around, so we'll just take this slow.
We all did.
I don't think this is a way to go through.
Thank you.
No, I don't think this is it? Oh, I can make a jump. Hold on. How do I get off again? Hold on. Wait until you see the unicorns! Excuse me, pardon me. Hello? There's still enemies here? Is that iron? What is that? God damn it. Of course it's iron. And there goes my horse. That's fine. I don't want to fight. I just want to go over here. Hello, weird rock? I don't like you. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Just had to check my volume real quick. Oh! Oh! More stuff to pick up. No obsidian yet. No obsidian yet. Shame. Whoa. Got it.
Red Cliff Village should be right up ahead.
Thank you, Varric. I don't know why I kind of jumped at you talking to me, but thank you.
I want a constant watch on that damned thing. Sound the alarm at the first sign of demons.
Close the Fade Rift. Great. Gotta do some frickin' work. Of course I do. Actually, while they're distracted. mace. That's a lot that just decided to show up. I'm gonna get it. Can't stop me. Oh, and I can close it already. Heck yeah! Have you upgraded your skills yet? I have been upgrading my skills, and I'm letting the squad do it automatically.
What was that? None of my reports indicated temporal distortions near these rifts. Interesting.
Uh-oh. Oh, maybe Fiona will know? We'll have to look into this. Something's wrong here. Maybe Fiona will
There
know.
are many mages in Redcliffe. Maybe Fiona will know what's going on.
Make her have mercy. It's over. Open the gates.
Yeah, it's over. Now you have me paranoid. Have I been leveling up and not doing it? If you run through those little circles on the ground, it's fun. I don't want to do that. I wanted to avoid them. Have I been leveling up? No, I haven't leveled up. I'm still level 7. Okay. At least I haven't been leveling up and forgetting that I exist. Wait. I haven't done these guys yet, though. Thank you. Thank you, Mello. I forgot I got new squad mates. Fuck. I made it. Don't mind this blue.
We spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone.
Okay.
We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
With the former? So she lost her position since then? That just sounds like a mess.
Is it just me, or is something weird going on here?
Yes!
We must speak with Fiona at once.
Ah! If you run through those little... Okay, the circles either make you super fast or slow. Oh. So it's not terrible. And it's a 50-50 gamble. Anybody wanna tell me where the tavern is? No? Okay. I'll just steal your elf fruit while I'm here. It's mine now! Go to the goal and lantern. What the hell happened? I know I fucked around a lot, but I didn't expect it to turn that way. Josephine! What is here? Boom!
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. My
Okay.
apologies. Can I help you?
You have a quest, apparently. Hello? Hello? Try that again.
May I help you?
There we go. Can you help the refugees? You're low on herbs. Can you help?
There are refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
Of course they would. These attacks by the Templars have endangered countless innocent lives. But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself. I
Okay.
doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife ear. Why should I risk mine for them?
A knife ear?
Have people called you a knife ear?
Every day. They need the salves I sell, but they spit on me once they've paid.
I don't
These
think you should be
villagers
selling
only
to
tolerate me
anybody.
because Templars killed their human healer. I doubt the humans at the crossroads would be any different.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Stay safe out
Do you
there.
need herbs?
May I help you?
You're low on herbs.
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes. We've many injured from attacks by those cursed Templars. I need the herbs to treat people's wounds. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. I've a list there of the herbs I need.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Stay safe out there.
Okay, so I can grab this list. Did you give me convince a healer to help the cross? Did you not give me the quest? What? Oh, never mind, it's right there. I got the list. Oh, I got it.
May I help you?
I found your herbs.
I found some of the
This
herbs
isn't a
you were
whole lot of
looking for.
herbs.
With this, I'm certain I can save more lives.
Now, can you help the
There are
refugees?
refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
I recall you saying as much. But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself.
Oh, shit.
I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a...
Alright, give it a shot. But I... Thank you. Lady, there's some right outside your door. I think she just didn't want to leave her place. Then again, I don't really blame her when there's a whole bunch of people acting like assholes. I have to convince her. Apparently, I'm not convinced.
So, you're Ben Hazrith, huh? The spies of the Kunari.
Oh, you've heard of us?
I spent some time in Kirkwall.
That must have been fun.
You could say that.
Glad you're having a great conversation while you're fighting over who's king of the barrel. Good lord. Oh my god. Can I not open this? No! Can I claim this? Thanks. Glad I could claim that in the middle of your town.
No man needs statues so great as those whose remnants lie toppled in these hills. These statues come from ancient dreams of blood and bone, lost to the memory of man. Be wary of them.
Tell me about
Tell me
Radcliffe
about your
Village.
people.
They're not okay,
The spirit
Mello.
dwells in a small lake south of the highway. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love, but rarely does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love, and it favors blood lotus flowers.
I'm pretty sure I've got a good amount of blood lotus flowers. Wait. This is the spirit in the lake. I got the quest! Oh, snap.
Let's look around.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Coming.
I hope it's not me.
Fuck. Ugh. Damn it. There's probably an easier way to do this. Hold on. Come on. What? I can't jump on that wall. Move, Varric.
See? What did I tell you?
Thank you.
Shut the fuck up. I don't think I can get in there yet. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna let me in there yet. Damn it. Yeah, okay. Gotta walk away. Gotta walk away. Hello.
Go. In the middle of the war. We did not flee Redcliffe when the dead walked into our village. We will not flee now.
Hello, widower. Oh my god.
Senna, my darling. For the first time in all these years, I fear I will not be visiting your ashes. What world is this? That demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine.
I can take the
What if
flowers?
I took flowers to your wife's shrine for you?
I do not know what to say, except thank you. I never expected anyone not of the blood to care. My Senna would be grateful. Her shrine lies on a hill to the west, near the tablstones.
I'm more concerned about the lady to the left of him. I feel like her dress is sitting much higher than her knees. I'm very concerned about her dress.
Stay safe.
Walk in peace.
Okay. I'll just go on. Just go on. Dwarven bookseller?
Everything on the surface smells so wet.
Ugh. She's fine. She's not fine. I don't think she is. Hello? Okay, never mind. Excuse moi. That's not how you get to the tavern. Hello. I'm here. Fiona, I heard you lost your job since we last talked. I hate how quiet the loading screens are. And the one little thing that's on the screen is covered by my event list. Oh, look at my party.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition.
Hi. What happened?
First Enchanter Vivienne?
My dear Fiona, it's been so long since we last spoke.
The
You look
abs!
dreadful. Are you sleeping well?
What has brought you to Redcliffe?
You invited me here.
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Then who the fuck
If it
did I
wasn't
meet?
you who invited me here, who was it?
I don't know. Now that you say it, I feel strange. Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The Free Mages
Thanks,
have
Colin.
already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
This right here is why you can't trust mages.
Fiona, dear, your
Ironbowl,
dementia
why does it
is
look like you're
showing.
wearing makeup?
Andraste's ass. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
It looks like
As
Bull's
one
wearing
indenture
makeup.
to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
That was fast.
The Divine's corpse is barely cold, and you've already joined the Imperium.
Most of Thedas blames us for the Divine's death. The Templar attacks grew worse, and we mages had no allies. Either my people made a last stand here in Redcliffe, or we took the only offer of help extended to us. I had to save them. I had no other choice.
Okay.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
I don't like this dude's outfit.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tell me about this alliance.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
Great. Fiona said she's indentured.
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
Don't like this.
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
Yeah, it was. What does Tevinter
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
This shit's shady as
Not all
fuck.
my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
Okay.
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Left? That's a polite way of saying thrown out on his ass.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
Let's negotiate.
If you're leading the mages now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
It is always a pleasure to meet a reasonable woman.
I don't like him. I don't like the way he said
Felix,
that.
would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
Then you'll help
Does that
us?
mean you'll lend your mages to our cause?
There will have to be. Felix.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Is he okay?
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Oh boy!
Very mysterious.
It's worth investigating.
We'll be careful, but we need to figure out what's going on here.
Bull, please stop walking into the wall!
Magister Alexius does not approve of those without magic like you and me. You may not wish to stay long. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
Why does Alexius
What does
disapprove?
the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
You're tranquil?
What are tranquil?
Those like me without the strength of will necessary to protect ourselves from demons. Rather than risk me becoming possessed, the Circle removed my connection to the Fade. My magic is gone, along with my dreams and desires. Those now in Redcliffe prefer not to see us.
Why did the
How
Tevinters
long
arrive?
have the Tevinters been here?
Magister Alexius arrived at nightfall, 2 days after we retreated from the Temple of Sacred Ashes. He forced anyone without magic out of the castle, save those he required to serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
Farewell.
Great.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not?
Yes.
I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
Please join us.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Ironbull's not okay. It
While
looks
one
like he's
lives,
wearing makeup. He's
good to
walking
believe
into
there
a
is
wall.
still a
He's playing
use
King
for
of the
one's
Barrel with
talent.
Varric. I don't know what's happening. I don't know anymore. Who are you?
Inquisition, huh? I wish to Holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch.
Okay, tell me about yourself.
Who are you?
Name's Talwyn, formerly of the Circle of Magi in Hospital. Lived my whole life there, since I was 10 years old and came into my magic. 3 meals a day. quality education, a roof over my head. If you're not summoning demons, a mage tower's a fine place to be.
Aren't you with the rebellion?
If you were happy in the Circle, why are you here with the rebels?
We're all rebels now. The vote sorted that. The majority wanted to dissolve the circles. The rest of us went with them or were cut loose.
There are still some of us who are loyal in the Empress's court.
I figured I'm better off with my fellow mages than on my own.
You don't like Tevinter.
You're not happy with this new alliance?
Something's not right about that lot.
Yeah?
They're not like us. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with magisters.
Tell me about the alliance.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally. It was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge. In a way. Out of the frying pan.
Goodbye.
Be careful. The Tevinters likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
I could care less. What is this way? Nothing. But apparently I have to go to the Chantry now. Oh boy. Not entirely sure what to think about it so far. I'm not sure. Whenever the game loads. Okay. So now apparently I have to go back to the Chantry. What is that though? World map. This is where the Chantry is, right? Right? Oh god, I don't remember where the Chantry is. Well, it is clicked on. So it's over here. Oh, it's just right up there. Oh, Jesus. Now the Chantry you need to go to is where... Yeah. Yeah, got it. Got it. I'm really slow to the uptake, but I'm getting it.
The Inquisition dealt with the rebel Templars. They've been driven away or killed. Of course.
Excuse me.
It's not just that. I heard about
Excuse me.
refugees killed.
It does look like he's wearing makeup. I'm pretty sure it's because of the thing that I put on him.
What's happening?
They say on
I'm trying to talk to you.
You have to stay strong. The world.
Anything could
If
come
it'll
through.
help save lives and bring peace, I'll be the first to believe.
I'll do my best.
I'm trying. I hope I don't disappoint.
I hope so too.
Do you support the mages?
Are you working for the Mage Rebellion?
Mages are children of the Maker, no less than the rest of us. They struggle no less with questions of faith.
Yep. Should there be circles?
Does that mean you support their freedom?
Given a choice between the Circle and death, most mages willingly gave up some small freedoms for safety. But the pendulum swings, and now it seems any restraint is too much. I think they should have a chance to prove they deserve freedom.
Are you alone here?
I don't see any other priests in the village. Where is everybody?
The Magister had the others escorted out for their own safety, but I refused. He can throw me out if he wants. Until then, I tend to my flock.
Do you support the Alliance?
What are your feelings on the mages working with Tevinter?
The Imperium burned
Watching
on
that dude on the
Draste.
left.
Since then, we have
It's
led
kinda
4
odd.
exalted marches against them. Yet in all those marches, they still acknowledged the Maker. Now I speak of him and the Magisters laugh.
Oh.
Something has happened, and I dread to learn what.
I will leave you to your duties.
Maker speed you, my child.
That's fun. So we are not wrong to suspect that something is terribly off. For some reason, I thought I'd have to be going to a different chantry. But it makes sense that I would stay here. Ah, good lord. I just want to know. Had to be careful. I started getting ready to sing frickin' Tarzan stuff. Purple People Eater redeem posture check. Thank you. Bull, you're hard. Hey, I remember
Good.
this.
You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Fast? Slow. Disrupt! It made me slow. Can I do it again? Nope, we gotta wait for enemies. Oh my god. Do not perceive me. Disrupt. Mellow redeemed hydrate. You know what? My team's doing pretty good though. Cannot complain that much. Is it dead? I'm stuck. I'm free. You're right there, dude. Just let me close. How you doing?
Fascinating. How does that work exactly?
Hand, point at sky.
You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Fuck off.
Getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Watch yourself. The pretty ones are always the worst.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister
Love
Alexius
this.
was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, where's Felix?
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Is something wrong
Alexius
with
couldn't
Felix?
jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
Alright, you're a magister.
Are you a magister?
Oh, he does look
All
like he's
right,
wearing makeup.
let's see
I
this.
know!
I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of
I
the
think it's the
Magisterium.
helmet that
know
I put
Southerners
on
use
him.
the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
What a way to start this game off with Bull on my team by making him look like he's wearing makeup. Why help us?
You're betraying your mentor because...
Alexius was my mentor, meaning he's not any longer, not for some time. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note.
Yeah.
Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
Just so you know, I did not come straight here. I fucked around for a long time. That sounds bad.
I hope that's less dangerous than it sounds.
More.
Manipulating time itself? Many have attempted over the ages, but never once succeeded.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon,
there will be more like it. And they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable. And it's unraveling the world.
God, I love his voice. And I'm such a sucker for fucking voices. It's a
You're
lot to
asking
swallow.
me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is why he's doing it. Ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys?
He didn't do it for them.
Oh.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists. They call themselves Venatori.
Okay.
And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Oh, great. Why are you telling me this?
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Why does he
Why
want
would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
Okay, how do we stop?
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target.
Fuck.
Expecting the trap is
Oh,
the first step in
background
turning
with
it
the
to your
makeup.
advantage.
This is gonna kill me
I
for the
can't
rest
stay
of
in
the
Redcliffe.
day.
Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I
I'm
want to
dying
be there.
every time it moves the
I'll
ball.
be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
Oh, I was really hoping it would cut the bull again. It's killing me. Oh, shit. Okay, I gotta return to the war room now, apparently. Apparently I don't recruit Dorian right away. Or I did. And I just don't know it yet. Who knows? Come on. If the loading wasn't so quiet, it wouldn't be so bad. It's boring.
Well, the malcontents pledged themselves to Tevinter and joined a cult. I can hardly wait to see what comes next.
Yeah, I saw something like this back in Kirkwall. It may end with someone turning into a monster made of corpses.
Oh, sounds like fun. Sounds like a fucking treat. Alright. I didn't want that. I wanted the world map. To go here. Mellow. He shows up when you start the big mission, but not before then. It's pretty hefty mission though, so it depends on when you want to end. I'm gonna end the stream soon. I'm pretty much just gonna go through all of my equipment real fast to see what's better that I've got. Even though I haven't gotten a whole lot of new equipment, I'm gonna go through, check out my equipment, and then sell it, and then end the stream. So there's not gonna be much going on. It's just gonna be me checking things out. Pretty much. Come on. Okay, there we go. Now we can check the equipment. Weapons. 139. This is not. Shard shield. Interesting. Slice of lightning. Are you better than anything else that I have? No. Of course you're not. Armor. Actually, you know what? I could probably do this off stream. Just so then that way I'm not wasting all that time. But yeah, I'll check out all my equipment off of stream, and then we'll come back to finishing out me being on the side of the mages and getting Dorian into the party. So yeah, thank you everybody who showed up. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I can't think as I'm ending this. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Mello getting another hydrate in before I'm out. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you to everybody who supported me, whether you lurked or chatted. Not counting the wonderful bots that decided to follow. Gotta love them. Can't get rid of them. Forever stuck. Oh, what else? What else? Tomorrow, I'll be playing Dead by Daylight tomorrow's Monday. I'll be streaming Dead by Daylight at 4 p.m. Denver if you guys want to come watch me play that game. That's always fun. I am still thinking about what exactly I'm going to do for my anniversary stream. I would still like it to be a little bit of a longer one, but that's really going to depend on how things go. And I don't know if I'll be able to do it on... Of course, I don't know if I'll be able to do it on the exact day that I started streaming last year. It might just be the first day of October that I can actually do a longer stream. But yeah, definitely still planning on that, and planning on playing a few games, so then that way I can play with a few subscribers and followers that have been with me through the whole thing, through my whole first year. Other than that, there's really no new news. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I really appreciate everybody showing their support in any way that they can. And yeah, I never know how to end this, so hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow with Dead by Daylight.